Hello, this Hangout on Air is live. Welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. 5:51 a.m. Central Standard Time, December 6, 2018, St. Nicholas Day. Today is St. Nicholas Day. St. Nicholas, St. Nicholas, St. Nicholas. I'm going to make sure I do these labels correctly today. This morning, still dark. The days are growing shorter. Shorter. You notice every night it's getting darker earlier. Old Forester. This is the original. I got this bottle for $8.99 at Mathern's. They have one left. I might buy the other one. I might tell them, look. Well, I might try to make a deal. All right, anyway. We'll see. I don't really need it, though. Introduced in 1870. They did not have bottles then, and they did for the bourbons, and they certainly didn't have plastic bottles, but this was the first bourbon sold in bottles. First whiskey sold in bottles, eventually. Just like Schlitz was the first beer sold in brown bottles in 1911 or 1912, I can never remember. Because they were finding out that the clear bottles were causing the beer to go what they call skunky. The light was damaging the hop oils and making it smell bad. It won't hurt you, it won't make you sick, it just smells kind of bad. So, going against Stedman Select, which was introduced, I got a lot, introduced in 2018. So this is a new one. This is a big glass bottle. Happy to report. Stedman Select straight bourbon whiskey. So we have two straight Kentucky bourbon whiskeys. That's a 375 milliliter plastic. And this, I gotta watch it because it pours so fast out of here with this special pouring device attached to the top. I even poured too much just now. $19.95 at Walmart. You know, at first I was saying it says IWA Distilling, International Wine Associate. Somebody said that stands for. At first I was saying that Stedman Select is a private label whiskey for Walmart only. Yeah, IWA Distilling, Louisville, Kentucky. Age 36 months, 80 proof. Old Forester is aged at least 4 years, and probably no more than 4 years. 86 proof. So we got a 4-year age, 86 proof versus 3-year age, 80 proof. You would figure that the Stedman Select would lose because a 750 milliliter bottle of Old Forester at the cheapest would probably be $18.99, I would think. And this huge Stedman Select bottle is $19.95. So I was talking about how I said I think it's a private label for Walmart, IWA, when you see that Walmart private label. But now I'm not really believing that anymore. It's sort of like these Winn-Dixie bourbons. Now, Winn-Dixie, yeah, it's going to be Winn-Dixie because it says Winn-Dixie Bourbon Whiskey, the founder's company, Louisville, Kentucky. It's all Sazerac, okay? But I was saying that about Caliber. That's really cheap. It comes in all plastic bottles. No matter what size Caliber you get, the big handle bottle or the 750 or maybe smaller, it's always plastic. So we're talking about bargain basement, gin, spice rum, Canadian whiskey, tequila. They got all kind of stuff. Caliber. At Walmart, okay? And they sell a lot of it. I mean, it's shelves of it. And for New Year's Eve, I mean, people are just buying it crazy, you know, like crazy. As a bulk item to make Jello shots, stuff like that. Okay, fine. There's a place for that stuff. But I said, okay, it's a private label Walmart brand, Caliber. But I got confused because then I see them selling at independent liquor store in Minnesota and at the Iowa liquor stores. In Iowa, no, not Walmart, Iowa liquor store. So there we go. It's not private label for Walmart. So I cannot say that Stedman Select is private label only for Walmart. It may be available to other places, okay? And it just came out 2018, so you may start seeing it. So I want to be careful if I say something that I'm correct. And if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. Now, some people, they do videos, whatever, they just cannot say they're wrong. They just can't say it. They won't say it. They'll block you. You say, well, you know, that can't comment anymore. Even if you're kind about it, whatever. I don't think that's a good attitude to have. Even on Facebook, if they're talking about politics, whatever, if I'm wrong, I say, well, I'm wrong. I thought it was 1935. Sorry about that. I'm wrong. But other people can't. Can't. Okay. Anyway, we can see that the Old Forester is slightly darker, I think. It's amber and it's darker, and this is amber and it's lighter. Just different shade. Whoops, I wasn't holding it up for the camera. I'm looking at it myself. But on video, it may not, you can't tell. Even though the video technology in 2018 is much better than when I started 8 years ago, these videos, it's still not too great because it's not real. So like colors you see or shades will be different in real life. And there's all kind of video settings, super high def. And somebody asked me, why you don't set it on that? I could do it with recorded videos. The camera has that capability. It's a very high quality camera. Well, first of all, it takes too long to upload the video to YouTube. I mean, it just takes 2 or 3 times as long. So I just put on regular 1080. And I don't find that super high def looks like real movement, real life. It initially, you know, it seems, you say, oh, it's so realistic, and you're watching it. But then watch those things carefully, and then watch regular movement in regular life with your eyes. I mean, my eyes are bad. I wear glasses. Most people have bad eyes. Human beings have bad eyes, eyesight generally. But when I look around and see movement, motion at a festival in the French Quarter, or walking in a grocery store, for instance, it doesn't look the same. It's not the same motion. And I think you'll notice that. Anyway, it doesn't really matter for a video review show channel, even when I do politics, history, and government, because it's mostly a radio show, honestly. It's video, you can see me. But I think most people, itchy. Got to get the scissors, trim hair. All right. I think it operates mostly like a radio show. People will say, I was washing dishes, listening to it. So that's what I do. You know, you'll listen and then you'll do. I mean, you might look, if the person says, look at the thick head on this beer. Look how strange it looks. You might, and I'll do that too. I'll say, well, let me see. Oh boy. But mostly you just listen. That's my approach. Me, no other people. But that's, to me, it's like a radio show. All right, enough. Okay. So on Santa Claus Day, 2018, here we go. Had to mute that. I think the Old Forester will win. It should win. It's twice the price. Why would it not win? You know what I'm saying? Why would it not win? But this is why we do the taste challenge, because we make a lot of assumptions. Many times they're not correct. I know that's the case for me. It may not be the case for you. You might do it perfect every time. You might do blind taste tests and get it right every time. Every time. But we need to see that. You know what I'm saying? Where's the channel? Where's your videos? Just do it. And people will say, well, I work for a very important job and I can't be seen on video, you know, high class position, you see. Well, that's no good excuse, because you could do like Ruku, who does beer reviews, and he hides his face for whatever reason. I don't know. Wears a ski mask. Maybe he works for MI5. Maybe his whole channel is bait for international crime syndicates. Maybe it's a ruse set up by British military intelligence. I don't know. Maybe he's a rough and tumble guy on the streets. He got people looking for him. He doesn't want to show his face on video. I really don't care, because he's not one of these people that hides his identity and then goes around like a jackass being ugly to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Calling people out. Let me tell you what you need to do. Let me tell you what you need to do with your channel. He doesn't do that. He's very polite, kind, even keel, fair-minded. So if he wants to be anonymous, that's fine. But you know the type. They're on everybody's case. Let me tell you what you need to do. Well, where's your channel? Who are you? Oh, I can't reveal my identity. See, I can only play it one way, so you understand. Fernan Goche says first. Hello, Fernan Goche. Now here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Toot toot. It's time to get on the tasting train. The tasting train. Okay. Well, this smells like bourbon. What do you mean by that? Well, still dark. Maybe it's, yeah, the slight glimmer of daylight. Okay. What do I mean by that? I mean, it's corn, 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 corn. You like yellow corn? I hope so, because that's what this is made out of. Yellow corn grits. What's corn grits? They take corn. It's dried. They hammer it literally with this huge hammer into granules. Then they turn it into liquor. And wood, charred wood. That's what it smells like. Charred oak wood and corn. Some people love that, and they love bourbon. Other people can't stand it, and they despise bourbon, see? But that's their right. They don't have to like bourbon just because it's cool. Jack Cottrell says, right. Tell it like it is, Ron. I'm trying to. Iron Man Spartan 2. A question. What is the lowest ABV Budweiser? I heard it was as low as 3%. Is there any truth to this? No. I think what they're talking about is the 3.2 alcohol by weight Budweiser, like you would get in Utah or at a grocery store in Minnesota. 3.2% by weight, which would translate to about 4% by volume. So even those low-grade Budweisers would be about 4% alcohol by volume. Still too low, because it's supposed to be 5, right? 5.0 is what it's supposed to be. I'm glad you brought up Budweiser, because that's a rice adjunct beer. And you've got a lot of people that love the rice adjunct whiskeys, like the Tokai, the Suntory, and all of this stuff. They use rice as their grain alcohol. And then they'll blend in single malt whiskey to give it the flavor and the character. So that really comes across differently than the corn-based. To me, people say, nah, it's all flavorless, colorless, odorless. It's a base to build upon. I understand that, but to me, it doesn't taste or smell the same. You can pick up that rice in a snap, in a second. You take Budweiser and put it in a taste challenge, it won't be any kind of challenge, unless you're going up against another rice beer, like Sapporo or something. But I mean, Budweiser just, you got it in seconds. Now, whether you like it or not is your opinion, but you can't say it tastes like all the rest, because it does not. Now, this one smells like the corn and the charred oak also, but it's much lighter in the nose, which is making me think it's the Stedman Select. And to tell you the truth, and I wouldn't lie. Why would I lie? I would never lie to y'all much. I guarantee you right here on air live, Santa Claus Day 2018, that I will probably never, ever in any way lie to you very much. So you can count on that more than likely. You can count on that for the most part. Now, that's a guarantee you can't pass up. He says, oh, okay, thanks. Yes, you're welcome. I read about that on some, not some beer forum, but from, oh yeah, from Anheuser-Busch. They have a discussion about that. The low alcohol beers because of those countries, states. I prefer the lighter whiskeys, the 80 proof. Now the aging, that of course is going to be better if it's aged 10 years, you know, probably. So 86 proof is fine, but it's a little too strong. 90 proof is a really strong for me. And then 100 proof, I can almost not bear it. It's unbearable for me, those bonded whiskeys, which is a better guarantee of quality. Now let's, if you read the story about bonded whiskey, there's a guarantee of quality there, but it's a little too strong for me. And if I'm weak, then I'm weak. Okay, I'll admit. I mean, everybody has personal preferences. I admit that. When you go to Chinese restaurants, does everybody like the same exact item? I don't think so. You ever see everybody ordering the same thing? No. Does that make one person better than the other? No. But in the beer, wine, and liquor world, there seems to be that attitude. If you like one thing over the other, you're not as good of a person. In other words, your character is in question, or your worth, your worthiness as a drinker or a hobbyist or a reviewer is in question. As evidenced by just what my neighbor across the street says. When her friends order white Zinfandel, she tries to hide her face. She's embarrassed. Like, she's not joking. She's literally embarrassed if she goes out to eat with her friends and they order white Zinfandel. As though the waitress cares. You know, like, I'm sure the waitress or the waiter cares about that. If you go to an Italian restaurant, you know, the person getting the wine, they don't care. They're selling it. They're making money. But it's strange that people are like that. Good morning, Ron, says Johnny Neely. Good morning to you. That was a great hangout last night. Y'all might have stayed on a long time after. I wanted to go fold those clothes and watch the Pelicans game. Then when I got in bed, the Pelicans game was at halftime, and I see that they're winning big. So I said, I'm going to sleep. I still haven't watched the highlights, but they smoked the Mavericks, so they really tore them up. And then Tulane won in basketball, college basketball, and University of New Orleans won. So I want to go read up. I want to go read about that. Okay, so. Well, I read about Tulane, but I want to, and the Pelicans, but I want to read the article about UNO. All right, on with the show. Here we go. So initially, this is Old Forester, but this is an initial call. Let's go with taste. Yeah, that's Old Forester. There's no doubt. I mean, I don't even have to taste the Stedman Select. That's how distinct it is. Yeah. But I'm going to taste the Stedman Select. How you say that word? Stedman Select anyway, just to be fair about it. The wood here is so profound with the Old Forester. Oh, it's really distinct. Whew. Hey, baby. Now, Stedman's. Here we go. Well, it's lighter, yeah, but I tell you what, it's pretty woody too. I gotta admit that. Gotta admit that. There's a lot of wood here with the Stedman Select. So if you would prefer a lighter bodied, lower alcohol, straight Kentucky bourbon with Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, but with a fairly noticeable wood presentation, this would really work. And for $19.95, a 1.75 liter, I mean, heck. Old Forester is one of my favorites, says Johnny Neely. Yeah, I can see why. It's really dynamite. And this is the base model. There's so many others. Get on the Old Forester website. It's like, man, you could make your whole channel just Old Forester products, like literally. It's kind of like Crown Royal. You could make a channel only Crown Royal, and you'd never run out of ideas. You just wouldn't. It would not happen. And here I am. I've never even done a Crown Royal video, which is a shame, like the second most popular whiskey. I went to the customer service at one of these grocery stores, and I asked a girl and later a boy. I said, what's the biggest selling whiskey y'all have, or any alcohol, And she said, oh, Crown Royal. Or they say it like, oh, Crown. They always say that, Crown. I said, okay, I was curious. I said, what about Jack Daniels? Yeah, it's pretty popular, but Crown, that's the big one. So then a week later, I asked the boy, what's the biggest selling liquor here? Any type, gin, wine, gin, rum, brandy, whiskey. Oh, Crown, easily. So in Louisiana, I can't speak for other states, but around here, Crown Royal really does wear the crown. I mean, it's everywhere. And there's a lot of it, but it tends to be a little cheaper here. I guess there's so much of it. It's just $22.95. You can get the gift pack at Walmart with that, the bottle and 2 glasses. And I'm not talking about a mini bottle, full size, standard fifth, 750 milliliters. So it's that popular. But here I am. I've never done a video for it. Sad, huh? But I've done 10 high. Oh, man. Very nice. This is not 2019 yet, so that's when I'm going to start giving ratings. But now I can't. I can't because it would violate what I said I was going to do. In my mind, I could give a rating. I just won't tell you what it is. Okay, a little sourness. And there is none there. And I believe Stedman Select is sour mash whiskey, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, sour mash. Oh, there isn't a challenge that goes by that I don't make a mistake. I forgot the Stedman Select is 86 proof, 43% alcohol. Oh, well, it still tastes lighter, though. Wish I had looked at that label. You wouldn't have noticed. You can't get Stedman Select in your area anyway, more than likely. Oh, I'm wrong. Well, here's a perfect example of what I was saying earlier. I'm wrong. I'll be the first to admit it. Oh, man. Well, I'm getting a little scared now. We should examine Old Forester. You know the Whiskey Scout would be down for that one. Oh, yeah. I didn't think about that. Okay. I really need to go buy that bottle now, that other bottle now. I'm going to ask, I'll ask him today, would you like to do an examination of Old Forester? We'll see what he says. But even if he doesn't want to, but he probably will. But let's say he doesn't, you and I can still do it. Yeah. Yeah. I would say that's a good idea. I think that's a great idea, actually. A great idea. And sooner the better. You hear what I'm saying? The sooner the better. Nobody gets tired of Old Forester. All right. And wait, next year, I think in 2019, I need to buy that bottle of Old Charter. It's time. It's time to make the move. It's time to make the move, man. They got a huge bottle at Walmart, and it's glass. It's glass. It's not plastic. It's glass. Old Charter, and it's so cheap. It's like 19. Well, maybe it's more than that. I don't know, but it's not expensive. Old Charter. Maybe it's 25. I get confused. I get mixed up. Have you noticed that? All right, so I'm going to say this is Old Forester. Oh, why is my life like this? Can't a person get up at 5:50 and do a whiskey taste challenge and catch a break? Can a person do that? Is this what the world's coming to? I'm trying to figure out what I did wrong here. You got a problem with what I did? Ooh. Okay. Yo, Anthony, you got a problem with what I did? Ooh. Okay. I'm gonna have to get off of this now. I got a lot of thinking to do. I got a lot of things to work out in my head now. I wish I had words. I mean, this is more upsetting This is more upsetting than when the Saints started off 5-0 in 1993 and ended up going 8-8. They started off 5-0, ended up going 8-8. I don't know how to tell you this, and this is very difficult for me. But that label over there underneath that glass says SS on it. And I'll be damned, but SS is not the abbreviation for Old Forester, if I'm certain. And I have to be certain. I am certain. I know the abbreviation for Old Forester is OF. Let me look. OF. Or does it stand for ongoing foul ups? Because that's what's happening with the dang taste challenges. Ongoing foul ups. I mean, this is not right. How you tell me now, I don't know, I'm not you. You tell me, how does a 1999 bottle of essentially Walmart whiskey, but I can't say exclusively, but essentially Walmart whiskey, age only 3 years, how does it beat Old Forester, age 4 years, that has a history and a whole the whole legend, the legend? Try Glenmorangie, great Scottish single malt whiskey, goes for 20 pounds. Yes, we did Glenmorangie. We did a video. It's already posted. I have it posted. And then I broke the glass in the video. One of the glasses John and Neely gave me. Because the Glenmorangie slipped, and I didn't want the bottle to fall. And then the neck of the bottle came smashing down into the glass and just shattered it. It really didn't come down that hard. It's just these glasses are so flimsy. And I thought it cut me at first. And I looked down and I said, oh, it's just the glass. But it was embarrassing. I still kept the video posted. Johnny Neely says, oh boy, you're in a rut. I know. Well, how can I get out of it? How do I get out of this? You tell me. My only solution, I got two choices. I could stop doing video taste challenges and call it a day and say, forget it, I can't do it. There's no worth to it. But that's a cop-out, and that's wrong, because I don't think it's me. I think it's the fact that you can buy these inexpensive things and they can win. They can win. I'm not going to do like the college football playoff and just stage an event. You hear what I'm saying? Oh, these are the 4 best teams. There's no use even bringing anybody else in. We don't need to bring in Central Florida, who hasn't lost a game since 2016. They're not going to win anyway. We're not going to bother the viewer bringing in Central Florida with their over 2 years of a perfect record. We want real teams in the playoffs. Oh, that's how you're going to manage it? That's how I'm going to do the taste challenges? Only bring in the real stuff? I don't think so. So I've got to go the hard way. I got to take the hard road. Like Black Sabbath said in 1978. Oh, it's a hard road. And it is a hard road. And you got to take on all the challenges, and you got to do it for real. So I'm sorry, if I'm in a rut, I'm in a rut. I'm gonna have to keep doing this. So I gotta do the long march through the brands, and I can't help it. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I hope you like it. I want you to like it. I beg you to like it. I'm pleading with you to like it. In-depth examinations will help. Laugh out loud. Right. But not necessarily in-depth to the point where people are calling me privately and complaining, if you get my drift. Well, I don't know what to say. I'm in such shock. I'm so stunned. My only solution now is to pick myself up, dust myself off, do that review of Sierra Nevada Coffee Stout at 8 a.m. and then just do the more of that. Oh, and I might add, I have even more shocking news, people. I have even more shocking news. First bit of news. which is not so shocking or remarkable, but I like to build these things up to make them sound like they are. I bought a big jug bottle of Carlo Rossi White Zinfandel. I kid you not. I'm saying it right here on air. I've got the Carlo Rossi White Zinfandel. It's ready to roll. It was $14.98 for 4,000 milliliters. Where were you when Carlo Rossi did his thing? Where were you during the Long March? All right. Where were you, Gang of Four? Oh, wait, I am part of the Gang of Four. Madam Mao. All right. Now, anyway, all right. But here's more serious news, and this is no joke. You know Greg's Beer Reviews? I was wondering this myself. I was saying, where's Greg's Beer Reviews? He always posting every day, guys. Every day, guys. And then I see over here on Facebook, he's saying last night, I know I hadn't been on the air, but I had a heart attack Monday. I said, oh, dang. You remember Keith's Beer Reviews? He had a heart attack too, and he made a video from the hospital. I'm still alive. Well, he died, you know, this month or last month. Poor old Keith died. I used to talk to him a lot. He lived in New Orleans for a while working for that, whatever that construction company was, whatever they did. And he would go to Cuda Brown's in the 1980s, about the only place that had craft beer. And they would do that. So he was talking about that. And he asked me, you ever heard of Cuda Brown's? I said, have I heard of it? I've been in it so many times. So poor old Keith, Beer Reviews, he died. Yep. Keith Lilienthal, he died. Now here's Greg, Mr. Greg Puckett. So he had a heart attack. He said, getting old sucks. Yes, so that's very dangerous. He had blockage, and he had to get some kind of, whatever that procedure's called. So I don't know. He might be out of action now. But you never know what's going to happen. Okay. All right, that's it. We got to wrap this up, people. Can you recommend a beer for us to wait? Can you recommend a beer for me to try us a beer? Try us a beer. Well, you could drink Schlitz if you never had it. You might enjoy Schlitz. What alcoholic drink would you have if it was your last ever drink before the long sleep? Well, I guess I would like to have the blood of Christ, sacramental wine that was consecrated. How about that? You're about to die, you go to confession, you receive the last rites, and you receive the blood of Christ under the appearance of bread and wine. How about that? That sounds like that's alcohol, right? It has to be wine. It must be wine. Can't be grape juice. Has to be fermented grape. Must be wine. Now they allow brandy to be added. So they will allow sherry now to be consecrated. I think that started in 1925 or something. There was some church canon law that was adjusted. Yes. How about that? Now that sounds like the perfect departure, right? Now, and who knows, when you're in heaven, and we hope you're there, I hope I'm there. That's what did Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys say last year? When I die, I hope I go to heaven. I said, that was a very important thing for him to say. When I die, I hope I go to heaven. He's not one of these sarcastic, swaggering, loudmouth rock stars with an attitude. You say, well, he's got a lot of problems. Yeah, that's true. A lot of mental problems. But he made a very important statement. I thought he has a good heart, Brian Wilson. So, but when we get to heaven, maybe we can taste the wine that was served at Cana. Because if you read the Bible, apparently that was the most outstanding wine ever served on earth, the wine at Cana. And they were remarking about how impressed they were at the wedding. Read that Bible story. I think as a beer wine liquor enthusiast, you'll really get a good interest in that story. It's a remarkable story. And it talks about how people at weddings serve good wine first, and then as people drink and drink, they start serving the cheap stuff later, and they don't notice. That's a good story. Keith died. I used to love his beer reviews, says John and Neil. Everybody did. Yeah, he was maybe the best. Maybe he was the best. Louisiana beer reviews and Keith's beer. Yeah. Reviews were the first 2 channels I watched on YouTube. Yeah, he was one of the first I watched. Iron Man Spartan 2 says, good choice. Rivers of wine in heaven. Oh, right. Isn't that the new earth? Isn't that the new earth? Okay. All right. All right. So I failed. Okay, I failed. If you fail, you fail. You think every football team you follow wins every game, unless it's Central Florida. They don't. Or Alabama. All right. If you're not willing to fail, don't do the video challenges, okay? Like Ken Harrelson used to say, he retired from announcing the White Sox games, but he used to say, show me a manager who's afraid to lose, and I'm going to show you a bad manager. Show me a manager who's afraid to lose, and I'll show you a bad manager. Show me a taste challenger who's afraid to lose, and I'm going to show you a bad video channel, okay? You can't hack it, why are you on? But then they're not on. That's the thing. The people that can't hack it don't do the channel. They don't do the examinations because it's going to hurt their image, and it's not going to build their brand, which is really disgusting to me. I got to say that on air. It's like, you can't be in my hangout because your opinions are maybe too controversial, and it doesn't help build my brand. Oh, well, I'm sorry. You can't use me to build your brand. Okay. You knew I was like this already. So why did you even invite me in the first place? I'm not here to build your brand. I was here to hang out and talk product with you. I thought you were a true hobbyist, but you live and you learn, right, folks? You live and you learn. Okay. If you've never failed, you've never tried, said Iron Man Spartan 2. That's right. So we're going to end this by saying better to taste challenge and fail than to never taste challenge at all.